Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to use this new software, and I think that I got so much stuff on my computer that it just won't let it work right. So I'm just gonna have to do it the old way. Just gonna let it fill up a little bit. Ashley, come on. It's gonna start letting it build up a little bit before I get started. But again, you guys just tuning in. Gonna talk about engine detailing. And I was gonna have like a video showing everything y'all saw where I was going with it, but it just won't work out. But not so much of how to engine detail, but just a discussion about it, about like the different techniques that you can use. I'm new to it. I've only done about, if I had to guess, I've only done about maybe 15 or a little more than that engine details, and all of them were done was already in my package of a full detail. Uh, and most of those details I did this year. Those engine details I did them this year, and I want to say at least 7 or 8 of them have been in the last month or so. So yeah, yeah, we're gonna. What's going on, Big L Boogie? Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about. Shouts out to the New Wave. I see you, Nick. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna talk about. Break it down to you guys. But first, we're gonna we're gonna get into we're gonna talk about the engine detailing first. Appreciate it, Ryan Camp. I see you, Big L Boogie. Yeah, that's the thing, man. You'd be surprised. Some people ask us, man, stop making noise, please. But yeah, that's what I and that's why I like to do these type of chats like these, because you got people that are good at certain things, and you can actually put out, you can actually we can actually like go back and forth on here, like in the comment section. Y'all could put the y'all techniques and how y'all how you guys do it, and it can help somebody, including me, because like I said, I haven't been doing it long, um and the reason why I haven't been doing it long is because for like the first uh I want to say 4 or 5 years in the business, I wouldn't even touch an engine because I didn't want to be liable for it. And I didn't want to be liable for it because I was uncomfortable. Um, I knew if certain things get wet that the check engine light can pop on. Now you got another problem, uh, and then you're gonna have to spend some money. And we're in the business of making money. I don't want to give my money back. I don't want to give my money back to the customer. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense. So I would just stay away from it altogether. And I tell you guys, if you're uncomfortable with engine detailing, don't do it until you're comfortable. Don't do it until you know what it is to do one. But I'm gonna go ahead. I ain't gonna waste you guys' time. I'm gonna get right into it. Um, the thing is that what I eventually had to do is I actually had to put the work in and just start gaining experience. And and I was just trying different techniques, watching other detailers on YouTube, conversing back and forth with detailers that I know, and they would just give me advice on how to do it and how they would do it. We'll just talk back and forth, and it just me listening to what they're saying and me going and looking at it, it just gave me more confidence to do it because the way that they would explain it and when I would actually, put the work in, I would see like, oh, okay, it's not that hard. So my confidence started to grow and I just kept doing them. And as I did them, I started to see easier ways to do it. Now, uh, I've tried two different techniques. And the thing is that you got to do your due diligence. Watching YouTube videos and just talking and talking is not doing your due diligence. Doing all that research, that is doing your due diligence, but you really got to go out there and try to apply this stuff to see how it works. So the first technique that I would do was, well, most of us probably the first time, well, I'm not gonna say most of it, but me, the first time I did it, is that I just took my pressure washer, the hose, and just skimmed across the top with a light little mist just to wet everything up before I apply my APC or degreaser. The downside to that is that pressure washer hose, that little, not the hose but the wand, most of us put that little white tip on the end of it. And the white tip kind of comes out like at a 45-degree angle, or it's probably more than that. But once you use that tip and go across, the thing about it is it's 45 degrees. So if you're trying to deliberately hit a certain area, you're going to hit the area that you're pointing at, and you're going to hit 45 degrees around that area, which could be a bad thing. So I would try. I did it that way, and then I would follow up with the APC or degreaser and start air gunning and wiping stuff down. And I've done it that way maybe 4 or 5 times, and everything turned out fine. But I was still nervous about it. A few times I might have hit the alternator a little bit of water got in the alternator a few times, and that always kind of made me nervous. So I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to do that anymore. I need to find another way. So that Mustang that I was trying to show y'all on the when I was live just a minute ago, that didn't go right. That video I was showing you was the engine detail that I did on that Mustang. It was part of the full detail. And that one, I didn't use the pressure washer hose. What I did was I just took a pump sprayer that was filled with water, mostly water, and uh, super clean degreaser. And the thing about that one is that one, the stream is, you can make it a laser or you can make it a little wider, but it's not going to be as wide as a 45-degree angle like the wand on the pressure washer. It's not going to be like that, and it's not as powerful as the pressure washer. So you can deliberately hit what you want to hit and miss what you don't want to hit. And that's what I like about it. And so I would just do it that way, and then I would just come over with a rag, or you can use a detailing brush and just start getting those little areas. And I would follow it up with my air gun. So I'm wiping and air gunning, wiping and air gunning, and that's how I would do it. And that gave me better results. It was safe. I felt comfortable. I wasn't nervous while I was doing it. Uh, but now there's another technique that I want to try. I saw this on a video. Y'all might know the YouTuber's name, but he's a detailer, but I don't remember the name of the channel now. But what he did was he actually took a tarp and he put over the engine. And I'm not mistaken, I think he cleaned the engine first, put a tarp over the engine, and he disconnected the battery and all that, but I'm not taking it that far. But he put the tarp over the thing, and then he started clean under the hood, uh, where under the lid or whatever. He started spraying that off, and then you can see him. He just rinsed it, and he didn't even have to worry about the water falling back onto the engine because he had the tarp. So I think I'm gonna be incorporating that in the future. But that's what he did, So you could clean the engine first, put the tarp over it, and do that, and do it that way. The thing is that you can clean the engine. I mean, you can just be careless and go across with the pressure wash all you want. You'll clean the engine. My thing is safely clean the engine is my thing. So, but that's what that about it. In the comment section, I want you guys to in the comment section to go ahead and tell me how you do it. And let me see. Let me go. I'm gonna go in the comment section and see what you guys are saying. That's right. And yeah, that's one thing I was gonna add. If I had that visual, I wouldn't have forgot this. But uh, he said, okay, Dealer Stone said warm motors, good degreaser, and spray from a distance. Never spray on one area too long. Leave the motor running for a while to help let it dry. Okay, I've seen that way too. It's easier now because most engines are covered. Exactly. Um, that Mustang didn't show if y'all was able to see any part of that. The the everything is covered up pretty much, and most of the new vehicles are just like that. I said if you can go back 10 years, most vehicles have plastic just covering up everything, so it's nothing exposed, no wire connections, nothing. It's just you might have the wire and even the wires are covered with that little ribbed little plastic little piece, and it's pretty much easy now because you don't really have to worry about nothing getting wet unless you deliberately trying to get something wet. But that's the good side to it now, and that's what's making me, because I bought my wife a new vehicle, but I got old vehicles, so I haven't looked under the hood of a new vehicle since I started looking at it since I started detailing. When I started seeing like, wow, these things is easy. Sometimes you can do them in 5 minutes because it's just and some of them have like maybe one or two pieces covering the whole engine. And yeah, man, you made a good point. No, I don't have any engine detailing videos. No videos, just. Oh, he probably talking to somebody else. Steam cleaning, work good on the engine. I keep grocery bags on me if the alternator is exposed and cover it with bags. Exactly. And I remember one time I actually, but like Dalen was saying, I stood far back, but one time I actually I hit the alternator just a little bit, and I was like, wow, like I was freaked out. So I was like, man, that's what made me stop using that method because like I said, I rather not even do the engine detail than to mess up the engine. You know what I'm saying? Massive airflow sensor, exactly. What's going on, Sporties? J Jack. Okay, I see Big L Boogly. I mean, Big L Boogie. I degrease everything first under the hood, then I lead down to the jams and pressure wash. Everything is started underneath the hood, lid first. Don't pressure wash in one area too long. Just watch out for the water caught when you cleaning the engine. Okay. There's a lot of good ideas, man. Appreciate you guys. All right, so now I just want to go into how I basically how I survived the winters. I actually got like 7 under my belt, and that first winter was actually really tough, and not so much as financially, it was more mental because the uncertainty. It was my first year in business, my very first year in business, and I came from working a job, getting a check every 2 weeks, and I was used to that. So I knew, when you have a job, you got stability, and you know when that check is gonna come. Now you just threw yourself out there. You're doing it all on your own. So everything is based on when you work. And when the wintertime comes, you know that there's a chance that you may go a few days or even a week without working. And that uncertainty, it scared me, and which caused me to have a little mental stress. And because it was always in the back of my head. And I always wondered, like, man, what I'm gonna do in the wintertime. But you know, it was months away and things were going good right now. And I was like, okay, I got time. I'll figure it out, or it may just work itself out. And so that was just wishful thinking on my part. But the good thing about it was uh, when January hit, I was going to be going to my part time job, and I worked in the tax office, and which was cool because, and it started like the middle of January, either the second week or the third week. And I would do that job. I would do that and I'd be happy because I get, my little check every week. And I wasn't stressed out. I didn't have to worry about doing a job. And if I did get a job, if I did get an appointment, it was extra. So, uh, so then also the good thing about it was that I was able to get my taxes done there, and I was cool with the owner and made sure that I got the maximum refund. So when I got my refund, it was like a cushion. So I was, it relieved a lot of stress and it held me over till the spring. And so, but I didn't like that up and down with your emotions, that up and down with knowing and not knowing. So I promised myself that I'll come up with a plan. And my first plan of action was to save up a nest egg. Save up a nest egg. Just gonna keep it simple. It ain't nothing, it ain't rocket science. So what I decided to do was I said that for every job I do, every check I get, Everything that I do, that I'm gonna save 25% of it. So, for example, my full detail for a sedan starts at 150. So let's say I go out and do a job, I make 150. I'll take 150 times 0.25, and it should come out to probably like $37 and some change. And I would I would put that away. So sometimes I would do it daily, monthly, weekly, or however it came. That's the way I would do it. And by when the winter came, I was good. Like if I didn't want to work, I didn't have to work. But I did. But if I didn't have to, I was good. I can pay my bills 4 or 5 months in advance. Not 4 or 5 months, I'm sorry. Maybe like 3 or 4 months in advance. I could pay all of it. And then I don't have to worry about bills. And then the money that I'm making is to replenish, is to put back into it. You see? So that allowed my mind to be free and allowed me to be more creative and come up with ideas without the pressure of I got to come up with an idea to pay a bill at the end of the month, versus I could come up with an idea to make my business grow. So with my next my next plan of action was to go ahead and diversify my services. When I started this thing, people would ask me all kind of questions. When I be out there, mowing lawns, I'll get asked, "Do you trim bushes? Do you lay mulch? Do you lay pine straw?" All these things that I didn't think of when I started my business, I was being asked, "Do I do it?" And like I told y'all in the past, I almost fixed my mouth to say no, but I stopped real quick and I was like, "Yeah, I do that." So I made it my business to go ahead and add that to my list of services. Now, what that did was that increased my chances of getting booked, because the more services you have, the more they have to choose from. And if you have all these services, if you have all these services, they're gonna need at least one or two of those services. Now, I didn't just pick any services. I made sure that the services were related to what I was already doing. So, for instance, I do lawn care. The majority of what I do in lawn care is mowing grass. But as you all know, in the wintertime, grass goes dormant. So there's not much grass cutting going on. So you have stuff like leaf fall, gutter cleaning, shrub trimming, mulch install, pine straw install, flower bed cleanups. The list goes on. So I just added those services because I already have the equipment to do those services. And as you know, for detailing, you have a pressure washer. So that means that you can pressure wash homes, patios, fences, patio furniture, driveways, and the list keeps going on and on and on. So I made sure that I had it related. So that way it wouldn't just be so far fetched that I'm doing this extra service. Uh, Also, what that did is that it increased my visibility, because in the wintertime, you're not really going to be, your jobs are going to be limited. You're not going to be really doing a lot because it's the wintertime. Some people think that you're not working, but when you're out getting up leaves and you have a neighbor passing by, and 9 times out of 10, she's going to have lit leaves in her yard too, because all the houses in the surrounding area are going to have yards that are going to be full of leaves. So that's going to prompt her to say, hey, she may stop and say, hey, you got a card? She may stop and ask you, hey, can you come give me an estimate now? I want you to do mine. Or she may just get your number off your vehicle, and it'll work out that way. So it increase, what it says, it creates a snowball effect. It'll keep you, it'll keep you being seen. We always talk about being seen. That's one way to keep yourself being seen because, and then, also your advertising, that's one thing I didn't put on here, but your advertising has to go up. Your advertising has to go up in the wintertime because people think that you shut down cold turkey in the wintertime. They don't know that as soon as it warm up, you're going to be out there working. Which brings me to my next thing, this cell phone. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all can see that, but I got my notes on here. But this cell phone is very, very useful, man. The technology on these things are always advancing. And it without this phone, I don't think I can survive at any time of the year without this thing. Good thing about the cell phone is that you're able to download apps that can let you take credit cards. You can schedule appointments. You could get on, just, with a tap of a button, you can hop on social media, put up a post just like that. But as it relates to the topic at hand, sometimes like the weather just can be unbearable, and you don't know, you could probably guess, but you don't want to play the guessing game at a time like this in the wintertime. One thing about this phone is that you can download a weather app. That's what I love. That's what I love about these phones. They got apps for everything. Now, in the comment section, I want you guys to put down what weather app do you use and how accurate it is. Me, I use Google Weather, and it's been very accurate for me. It hadn't let me down yet, and that's what I'm rocking with right now. So, and I just want the reason I'm telling y'all to put this stuff in the comment section because I want other people to see what's going on. I don't have to listen to everything I'm saying, and I want everybody to do their due diligence. So that's why I'm telling you guys to put this stuff in the comment section so people can have a list of stuff to choose from, other than what I'm putting out there. So, but the thing about it is, with the weather, you know how it is in the wintertime. Sometimes in the wintertime, it starts off cold, 7 o'clock. Sometimes it can be below freezing. And then as it getting close to noon, it starts to warm up. It can go from 29 degrees below freezing, and it can warm up to 40 degrees. But if you didn't know that, if you didn't have an app that you can see what time it's going to do, you can't properly plan like you want to. And also, it lets you know when the sun is going to rise and when the sun is going to set. So it allows you to plan your day even better. And that's the thing. Sometimes you only have a 4 to 6 hour window to get anything done. And you want to be able to plan for that. You want to know what time this stuff is going to, what time, it's going to warm up and what time the temperature is going to drop. You want to know that so you can actually, plan your day. And like you said, and also the daylight issue, you have a daylight issue. So you want to know how many hours you actually got so you can know to properly plan your appointments. And one last thing is upselling. Now, upselling is not specific to the winter, but it did help me get through a lot of winters by upselling. Now, upselling should be done year round. It ain't just for the winter. And you guys already know that it should be doing year round. But I actually go harder in the wintertime as far as upselling because, like I said just a moment ago, you don't know. I mean, you only gonna have a certain window. So that means you can possibly get maybe 3 at the most a day. At the most a day. Some people make it do more if they got help, or if they got help, or if they just work fast like that. So, you want to make the most of what you got. So for instance, if I go to somebody's lawn and they want to get their leaves removed, and when I get to the property and I just look around and I can see that they roof and they gutters are full of leaves. And I can tell them, hey, how about I get the gutters too? You know, I can do your gutters too because I got to get the leaves up anyway. So I might as well just blow them all out on the ground and get them up. And that can add anywhere from $75 to $150, depending on the size of the house, added to the, to the cost. So, or added to how much money you're gonna make. And you started off going there probably gonna make $150. Now you can make anywhere from $225 to $300 now. Same thing with detailing. You can get there. They might just want a basic detail, but they may get baby seats in there. You can say, hey, I can clean these baby seats for you, extra $10 a baby seat, headlight restoration, and the list goes on. And that way you can maximize your profits. And you want to do this with every customer you come in contact with. Make sure you upsell and letting them know what other service you provide. Just like I was talking to Sporties the other day, and he was in his box truck, and on his box truck he has a list of the services that he provides. He went to a client that he's been doing for years, and when the lady looked at his vehicle, she was like, "I didn't know you did pressure washing, surface cleaning. You could come, And she scheduled an appointment, and he, after he did the cars, he came back and did the driveway or the walking area or something like that. But you see how everything comes back full circle. It started out with diversifying your services, and so that's how I was able to survive the winter. Now, don't get me wrong. The service, the me coming up with this plan, it came out of fear of not being able to pay my bills in the winter. And like I said earlier, you don't want to try to make a decision out of fear, but it would just so happen that idea actually worked, even though it came from fear, but it actually worked. So I just got lucky on that one. But that's it, guys. That's pretty much what I have for you guys today. I'm not gonna waste no more of your time. I'm gonna go right now. I'm gonna go into the comment section and see what you guys going. Let me start off by just shouting everybody out that stopped by. Shout out to Kings Deluxe Mobile Car Wash, Nick Mimis, Big L Boogie, Z Customs, Ryan Camp, Dalen Stone, Ben Vault. We got Javon Patrick. What's going on? Noda Rob, what's up? I see you. Sporty's in the building. What's going on, big dog? Paul Simpson. I see you, man. Southeast Houston Dispatch. It's been a while. Royal Touch Detailing. What's going on? G-Works. What's up, big dog? J Jack. JM. What's going on now? I see you. People's Choice Mobile Detailing. I see you. All right, let me see what y'all saying in here. Right, I see you, Dalen Stone, man. The stress level, man, because the thing about it is nothing may go wrong when you're doing engine details. Nothing may go wrong. Most of the time it doesn't. But when you feel like something go wrong, it's hard for you to work under that type of stress when you feel like something go wrong. But when you can come up with if you can figure out a for sure way, or not necessarily, well, I ain't gonna even say nothing's for sure, but if you could come up with a way that you can lower the risk, you know, I see everybody taking that route. If this is a low risk way, most people gonna take that route, especially if they're nervous about it. Okay, you rock with the one that came with the iPhone as far as the weather app. I see you. Use the weather channel. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys, man, for stopping by, man. Hey, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Instagram is going to be AA Professional Services, one word. Facebook is going to be A&A Professional Services. Follow me there. That's where I put up my most content because sometimes I don't have time to drop YouTube videos because you got to film them and then edit them and uh, we get really really busy. But on Facebook and Instagram, specifically the stories, just follow me. I upload something almost every day. If I don't upload something that day, 9 times out of 10, I didn't work that day. The weather was bad, or I had something else going on. But if you want to keep up with what I'm doing, check me out on Facebook and Instagram. And again, Facebook is A&A Professional Services, and you're going to see the logo, and that's me. And then Instagram, AA Professional Services, one word, without the and symbol, AA. Also, don't forget, if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. That way, you'll get all the updates and the notifications when I drop new videos. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Till next time. Till next time. Peace.